terms of his competition, like MJ cleared his competition, LeBron did not. But I also think that the level of competition that Braun has is higher than the level of competition that MJ has. Like if you're just thinking about who LeBron has played on his way to the finals and in the finals, it absolutely clears anybody MJ's playing. Like MJ has not played anybody like the Warriors. He has not played anybody. I could I would say I don't know about that team. But like the Celtics, like having to play fucking Nikola Jokic recently, and also like he's also been fucked in so many ways. Like he should be the first unanimous MVP. He should have, I think, two
That's facts.
DPOYs, but at least one. He's one of the best passers of all time. I think you can argue that he's the greatest scorer of all time. Like, because he could be. Like he. I'm just saying, like there's so much like there is so much that he hasn't gotten credit for that he could if you were to look at it from an objective standpoint. But now I will say though, I do think MJ being the GOAT is not unreasonable, or
Yeah, for a
LeBron
fact.
being the GOAT is not unreasonable. But I think in my mind, LeBron is the best, and I could understand MJ as being the greatest.
If anything, oh, by the way, so just to like recap the first couple of things you said, because apparently I didn't start recording when I said I was going to start recording. I started recording a bit late in the middle of while you were talking, but you were trying to make the point that LeBron is actually better than Jordan, even though you can make the argument Jordan is greater. You still think LeBron's greater, and he's the GOAT by far, the best of all time. I think that's even more ludicrous. I think Jordan was like so clear of LeBron as a player. I think he's so clear of everybody else. So first of all, in terms of this like different eras argument you were making, you were trying to say like just like in any other sport, athletes are better than ever. Basketball players are better than ever. LeBron's era is better than Jordan's era. When we're talking about Jordan, we're not talking about like freaking Babe Ruth, where it was like freaking 100 years ago. Jordan's last year in the league was like a year before LeBron came into the league. I think it was like 2002, maybe 2001. Well, you could double check. Doesn't really matter. Wait. Actually, I'm gonna need to like come right back. You guys can keep the conversation going for a minute. I have to come right back.
Okay, bro. You know what? But what I'll say though is like, how many teams, like how many chips would MJ have? Like if he had the 96 Bulls, 93 Bulls, like whatever Bulls, could he beat each championship team of like the last 10 years? Because I don't think so. I don't think he's
No,
beaten most. Like
I
he's
think
not
that's
beating the
just I think that's
Warriors.
just the progression of sports for her, right? But I think that my biggest thing about the argument with MJ
Wait,
versus Braun, right? All right, so Nathaniel was talking about prime versus prime. Now let
wait,
me
real
ask
quick,
y'all,
real
when
quick.
do y'all? All right,
All
what
right, go.
happened? What happened?
No, because I need to finish my point. Because somebody came up to my door and tried to hustle me for taking care of the snow, like shoveling snow off the steps. But I
I'm
was trying to
crying.
make the point and respond to like Isaiah saying, "Oh well, different eras. This era is a lot stronger." Jordan literally left the league a year or two before LeBron came in, and he was pretty much playing at the same level LeBron was in his first couple of years. You know that up until his last year on the Wizards, where Jordan was pretty much playing for fun in a ceremonial role at age 40, he was an all-star level player. And his first year on the Wizards,
He
I
was
think,
not an all-star. He was not an all-star level player.
bro, let me look it
He
up.
was not an all-star level player. He was not an all-star. He might have been all-star. He might have been all-star, but he was not an all-star level player. I'm pretty sure
I
he was
don't.
His
averaging
first
like
year, okay, that is so ludicrous. His first year, not only was he an all-star level player, he was an MVP candidate before he got injured that year. Everybody can look it up right
when
now.
he was 40. When he was
When he
40,
was 39 in his first year on the Wizards, after coming
I
out of
don't even.
retirement for a second time
Wasn't he
after
averaging like
2 years.
23? Like he was averaging like
No, he was
23, like
averaging like
6 and 5.
27 in the first half of the season and then fell off after injuring his knee. So yes,
Look that shit up. Look that shit up.
and he
I don't.
actually
But
was
bro,
the most.
but LeBron had that, bro. Like LeBron had that same shit happening before Solomon Hill, bro. After he won the chip that next year, he was looking like he was gonna repeat win MVP. Like he was having a disgusting ass season and got injured.
Okay,
Like
but that's besides the point. We're talking. I'm addressing your argument about how they play in different eras. Jordan,
okay. But I guess my thing is
go.
like you. Do you not think that the best teams right now are way better than the best teams back then? Like LeBron, like let's just say his prime ended in 2018. Like 2018, throughout his prime, all those teams, almost all those teams from 2018 to like 2013, we'll say, are better than anybody MJ ever faced. And
That's
it's
so not
basically
true.
comparing the Warriors over and over. You don't. Who the fuck is beating Steph Curry,
That's so not
KD,
true.
Clay,
You said
Klay
all the
Thompson?
teams. You said all the teams, and the
Yeah,
first time you were
yes,
talking,
that's
you said,
they played every single final besides the Raptors in like 2019. Actually, that was
no,
2019.
but your original
So
argument was like, oh, look, his finals runs were so hard. If anything, it's the exact opposite. Those Eastern conferences he went through were super easy, and I think it's not
I,
as easy as some LeBron haters make it seem. But like going through like the Hawks and the Raptors with DeMar DeRozan choking, that's not like that hard. And look, don't get me wrong, you can only play who's in front of you. But when people say
yeah,
like, oh, play the Warriors all these times, it's like, yeah, well, he lost. Like after KD got there, he was getting destroyed. He was getting swept. So it's like there's no redemptive quality in playing against a better team if you're
That's
losing
like
against them.
3 of the
Now,
best shooters of all time, right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
but
okay, but he lost.
I
It's
mean,
not
I
like he
guess the
won.
thing is though is that like
In
you,
2015, but go ahead.
I just don't think there's anything that MJ could have done better than LeBron. Like if you were to like almost swap them, MJ is not doing. I don't think he's doing as good as LeBron did. And like, do you think MJ's taking? Do you think MJ's having that like 9, 10 years in a row going to the finals? Like, you think MJ can do that? Because LeBron was not only the best scorer, he was like the best defender and passer and the rebounder on his teams. MJ cannot do all of that at the same time. Like, he could not take those teams to the finals like LeBron did. And
I
then
mean,
to
he didn't
beat
need
the
to be best
teams,
at everything because he just needed to score, and he was completely unstoppable and way better at scoring than LeBron ever was. You want more evidence
okay,
of that? In
even
his
if
top
I,
scoring
I'm
season, he averaged 37 points, by far more than LeBron ever did in an era where it was way, way harder to score. They weren't giving
yeah,
you the same
on
kind of
like
ball.
30 attempts a game, bro. Bro,
Violations.
he shot. First off, but also like the things like
Got what?
LeBron
Over 50%
scored
from the field?
more points than MJ in less attempts. Like,
I don't even understand what your point is. So what? We're
like
talking about points per game. He averaged 37 in his top season, and he won 10 straight scoring titles in an era where you're saying it was easier to play against these players. This
well,
was
okay,
probably
but
the best big man era in history, like the 90s with David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, other players that aren't
that's
coming to mind
bro.
right now.
We do
And
look
and he
at
was
like
dominating them despite the fact that they
Giannis
could literally
and
camp out in the paint. Nobody, Wembanyama is not camping on the paint for a minute straight. The
bro.
way
But also like you have to.
you can
Bro,
only
there's like context though that I think that takes away from MJ. Like the fact that what's it called? I like it on like, but I think there's context that takes away from LeBron as well. But the context that you couldn't play zone, that what's it called? What's that to say? His shot attempts, like like if you adjusted, I don't have the exact thing. I saw a video about it though. If you adjusted the shot attempts that LeBron does compared to MJ, he would average basically the same amount as MJ did on better efficiency.
I
Like
mean,
he,
I'll have to see. I mean, I'll have to see that because at the end of the day, all I
but
can look at the stats. And Jordan
but I
averaged
think
over 50% from the field, over 30 points a game throughout pretty much his entire prime, like pretty much all of his career up until like he
but
left.
you don't like I'm just okay. Maybe this doesn't mean that like one is better than the other, but if you swap them, you don't think LeBron could you think LeBron could do what MJ did in like his 6 year run, or
No, I
like that
don't
was
think
like
he
7 years?
could. And in this era, I
You don't
think
think
what
so?
Jordan would do would be fucking biblical, and it would fucking like end NBA parity as we know it. In today's era,
Really?
he would average over 45 points. I am so serious. His best season,
I think he would
averaging
average a shit
37
ton as
and
well.
35. Back when you could look in the Jordan documentary, or like if you watch some of the games against the Pistons, they were literally fucking tackling him in midair. They were pushing him around, playing dirty basketball, getting
Yeah,
away with
that's just
fouls by
nice
big
clips,
men,
bro.
not even getting called for fouls at all.
That's just bro. Okay, first off, that was just like 2 or 3 teams that would do that to him.
Niggas was
And
getting left
Everybody plays
open at
physical
the
oh,
with
bro,
him.
but
line in that era, bro. Like,
there's mad footage of finals of people one on one guarding MJ, him just blowing by them, and then them just letting him dunk the ball. But but the thing is, I think
They couldn't
MJ
stop
would
him.
go crazy.
He had
No,
a
no,
really
listen.
vertical.
I think MJ would go crazy in today's game. but he would have to average 40 on the most attempts ever in the league. Like he is able to score so much because he shoots so much. If
Bro,
LeBron shot that much,
because
he would
you're
score.
applying the free throw standards they had back then. If he was shooting the free throws they do today, he wouldn't even be close to shooting.
But also like what the so what though? Like
What?
but like you need a good team though. At the end of the day, you need a good team to win.
He
Like
pretty
if,
much
if
wouldn't. He pretty much wouldn't.
I
Because
think
at the end of the day, he'd be shooting like 20, 25 free throws a game. He would need to shoot less
Bro.
field goals than he did back then to completely dominate. Look how many free throws prime Harden and prime Shea were. People who couldn't jump more than 30 inches in the air while Jordan was jumping like 50 inches in the air and had like insane historic first step quickness. Probably the quickest first step ever. Insane speed, probably even faster than LeBron in his time, or at least around the same level. He was doing all that kind of stuff. So you're saying, oh well, he would need to shoot so much more. No, he would need to shoot so much less because of all the free throws.
But bro, it doesn't matter though. It literally, it doesn't matter though. Like people are losing games on efficient 40, 50, 60 point games. The same thing would be happening to Michael. I feel like the crux of your argument for MJ being better is that he was a better player, not the success of his team. If you think it's the success of his team, I have to completely disagree with you because he's had way better teams, better constructed teams around him than LeBron has.
Then the big
Like,
three Heat. He never had a team as good as the big three Heat. Not even close.
This nigga Bron
What
went
do you mean
to the
the big-
finals with
what the
Timothy
fuck?
Mozgov.
Bro, yeah, in a week conference.
Bro, okay, first
And
off,
the perfect
yes,
example of what I'm talking about.
yes, they were better. They were okay. First off, the Bulls were better than the Heat. Do you know how many points Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade averaged in their playoff run, or in the finals, or in the regular season? Chris Bosh averaged like 10 points in the finals. Wade averaged like 18 in the finals. During their run, Wade averaged like 20. Chris Bosh averaged like 12 or 13. During the regular season, it was like the exact same thing. Bro,
what kind of numbers is Scottie
Pippen?
putting up? He wasn't putting up crazy numbers.
Yes, he was. Bro, okay, wait. The year MJ was gone, who went to the finals that year? The Bulls without MJ. Do you see what happens when LeBron leaves his team? They're an 18-win team. They will get Kyrie Irving first pick.
You don't even want to make that argument. You don't even want to make that argument. The argument is worse for you. Because if we're comparing players with LeBron and Jordan to players without LeBron and Jordan, Dwayne Wade had arguably the greatest individual playoff run outside of Jordan ever. Better than anything.
Yeah, that was in 2009, 4 years before he got there.
You don't want to go there. It doesn't matter. He was still in his prime. You're saying, oh, look at
Scottie. He was still in his prime.
Well, he was not.
I think it was in his prime when Bron was in Miami.
No, he was not.
No, his argument is that Scottie Pippen averaged over 20 points after he left. Dwayne Wade was perennially averaging over 20 points, well above 20 points, and an All-NBA defensive player. What are you talking about? Dwayne Wade was top 5 players throughout his entire career, for most of his career up until that point.
No, not when he was. Okay, first off, bro, think about the fact of before LeBron, during LeBron, and after LeBron for teams. Before LeBron, these teams are getting first-round picks every single time. With LeBron, they're in the finals with 0 changes. With MJ gone, 0 changes to the team, by the way. With MJ gone, they go from winning the chip to going to the finals. With LeBron gone, they go from the finals to getting a first-round pick. That is the difference between the teams that LeBron has had and the teams that MJ has had. So if you want to say that Michael Jordan would be able to have the same success as LeBron James, we just haven't seen absolute proof of that. Now, do I think it's possible? I guess, but he would need a great team around him to be able to have the success. And
oh my God, that's so cap. That's so cap. He needed a great team around him to have success. As if
yes, he did. He was a first-round exit almost every single year.
And by the way,
he was not beating the Celtics. He was not beating the Pistons.
How good the team was before, how good the team was after. That's so out of context. Like LeBron.
It's not even out of context when you have examples where there are
27 and 55 records before Jordan came to the team. 27-55. Before Jordan.
Yes. And do you know where he was before he got Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman? First round exit.
He was averaging like 40 in the playoffs.
First round.
Yeah,
First round
against
exit.
and again because he just happened to run into some of the greatest teams in history. I'm pretty sure he lost to the Celtics
Yes.
with Larry
Yes.
Bird
Yes.
and Parrish
Yeah, that
and
team was
Mikhail
fucking
Dwight.
stacked. Yeah, that proves my point about why LeBron wasn't able to get his chips because he ran into some of the greatest teams ever with bums. But if he had good roster construction around him, he would
Not in
have
the
cooked
Eastern
them.
Conference, he didn't. Not in the Eastern Conference.
I'm
Never.
saying in
Not
the
in the
finals.
Eastern
I'm saying
Conference.
in the finals. Like how
Okay, yeah, in the
MJ's
finals.
MJ's comp before he got a good team is like the Cavs comp when he was like when they both had shit teams playing against great teams. Yeah, they couldn't win. When
No,
they
but those were his younger years, back when he was still developing as a player.
Yeah,
You're applying that
2000
same
and
logic to
bro, he
LeBron,
went to
and
the finals in like 2007 or
you
whatever.
don't want to include the performance in younger years because before LeBron won his first championship, he had the worst playoff choke
Yeah,
job.
yes. He had a bad year. That is absolutely true. He
But
played
then
that
you're using this
dog
argument
shit.
against Jordan that he lost in the first round when he was dropping 60 on the all-time great Celtics. That argument makes no sense.
Yeah, that I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying though that you can't that like arguing the success of Jordan doesn't make sense if you put context to it. Now, if you're talking about straight skill as a player, my argument for why LeBron is better is that MJ's a better scorer than him, but he is not such a better scorer than him that it takes up for the fact that LeBron is better than at everything else in him. Everything else. There's nothing that Jordan is better at than LeBron besides scoring.
Bro,
He's not a better defender.
First of all, he's a much better defender. How many all defense teams does Jordan have? Aside from the defensive player of the year, I'm pretty sure he had
he was, bro. You know those were inflated stats for him.
How?
Like yes, they do. You can look it up. There is proof. There is actual proof that he was getting more steal calls when he was at home than when he was on the road. It was like double.
I'm not basing his defensive ability based off steals. Allen Iverson was a steals leader. It doesn't make him a great defender. Steals actually don't matter that much in the great scheme.
But also, you think 6'9" compared to how tall is MJ? 6'6", 6'5"?
So now we're doing because he's bigger. So Steph Curry.
No, it's not because he's bigger. Jordan. It's because and he's bro. If you really think Michael Jordan is a better defender than LeBron James,
I think he's much better.
Like prime.
So by the way,
LeBron James.
So guess how many all defensive, not just all defensive teams, all defensive first teams Michael Jordan had? 9.
Oh,
9 in a much shorter career. All this stuff about
as
longevity.
A guard.
All this stuff about longevity. This is why the longevity argument makes no sense to me. It's one thing if he had longevity and he was accumulating more stats. And by the way, for me, even if he was accumulating more accolades, more championships, more MVPs, I would still be like, look, at the end of the day, prime for prime, I saw what I saw. Jordan was much better. But at least you could say, well, at the end of the day, LeBron accumulated more important stats. That's not even the case. He's not getting as many first-team All-NBA defenses. He's not getting as many first team when it comes to just all in general. He's not getting to more finals. He's not getting to more championship wins. He's not getting to more MVPs. So what difference does it make?
Bro, but like also you like
he hasn't been to the finals since 2020 in the bubble. I'm not even going to be one of those people to just diminish the bubble championship like a lot of people would. But at the end of the day, all these extra years that are sort of unprecedented in terms of a player playing at an elite level. Because in 2020, he was 35, the same age Jordan was when he won his final championship. So presumably, the longevity argument would be, wow, past 35, he's not only playing at elite level, but he's doing what Jordan did. He's making finals. He's winning MVPs. He's winning DPOYs. He's winning scoring titles. He's not winning any of that stuff. He's just a really good player. He started probably like 2021, a top 5 player, and he's gone down.
He was top 1 that year. He was top 1 that year. He was the best.
Not in 2020.
Yes, he was.
Bro, even most Jordan fans were conceding Giannis was better at that point. Even Shannon Sharp was conceding it. What are you talking about? Jokic definitely by 2022 was better.
I'll give
by 2022, yeah.
He's still up there.
I think for the whole year, Giannis, absolutely. But like in the first 30 whatever games it was, 30 or 40 games it was LeBron. LeBron was, bro, I need to look at his stats at that point. He was doing something ridiculous, I'm pretty sure.
Bro, if Shea is getting the kind of free throw numbers he is today, imagine what Jordan, who is twice as athletic, twice the vertical, twice the speed, even more skilled, even better slasher, even better finisher, how many free throws he'd be shooting.
I don't think that's a valid argument, though. Because, I don't think athleticism is what allows for free throws. Like there's a million and one athletic niggas that don't get Shea's whistle. Like you can't tell me like somebody like fucking I don't even fucking know
Jaw.
like or like a fucking Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
say,
because
better
he's more
athleticism.
skilled than them. He's better at getting defenders off balance, and he's earned more of a whistle from the referees because they're like, "Wow, if he didn't make that shot, he must have gotten fouled." That when people say like, "Oh, you've earned a really good whistle," that's most of what it is. Where the referees are subconsciously like, "Wow, he didn't make that, he must have gotten fouled." But I'm saying
But it's
that,
also like the foul baiting too, though.
yeah. So imagine if you add Jordan's athleticism to his skill, the same level of skill, as Shea in literally any regard, but I think much more skilled than him. Plus the athleticism, plus you add Jordan foul baiting more, which he couldn't in his era because you wouldn't get calls. You're only getting calls if you're getting body slammed. If it's
Bro,
like
he was getting calls,
he was
though.
he was never getting Shea type of calls where like somebody.
I
I
believe you,
mean,
Mike.
he
Look at
definitely,
the calls.
yeah,
Look
it's
at the calls
definitely a lot different.
that
But for his time, he was getting calls, bro.
and the calls that Jordan was getting in the playoffs against like the Pistons or against even the Suns with Charles Barkley or against the Supersonics with Gary Payton. Look at the calls he was getting compared to the calls that Shea was getting in the playoffs last year when he won his championship. It's not even close.
Wait,
Jordan will literally
bro,
just
that's
be blowing
different,
by
though.
players and dunking every single possession in this era, and he doesn't even have spacing. What makes it so much easier for players to slash these days, get to the basket and dunk and lay up and just score
Bro,
over
but
and
they
over
couldn't
and
play
over again and get free
bro, they had to
throws.
play
It's
man.
3-point spacing. Jordan didn't have any of that. Not
Yeah,
like
but it
today.
doesn't matter, though.
Shooting threes too.
They had to play man. They couldn't even play zone. Like, so like
What?
the spacing didn't matter as much.
How did it not matter? If you're getting left like wide open for a cut because of like Steph Curry's gravity.
Yeah, but you couldn't double team
Gravity.
him. Like you literally could not. You could not double team MJ back then. Like you
I mean,
had to
first of
let
all,
him
I've
take
heard
a
this
one on
argument
one
like
below past the guy, and then you had to foul him as he dunked on you. Like that was how you had to guard him.
I mean, I'm gonna
Like
have to see
I'm
more
not
evidence
saying
because I've
that's
heard
a
this
negative
argument made
for.
by Jordan fans, and that's not. I mean, LeBron fans, and that's not what I see in videos. I've seen plenty of videos of him going up in the paint, and like 3 guys are going up to contest it. Not to mention, even if he's not technically getting doubled on the perimeter, if he's getting to the paint and there's 7-foot big men, some of the best rim protectors in history, just camping there. Today, you can stay for up to 3 seconds. Back then, you could stay as long as you want. Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, the best shot blockers ever, the best rim protectors ever, and he was still dunking on them, still finishing over them, still hitting mid-range after mid-range after mid-range. And then you add the three-point shot, which he would shoot at a high clip and probably be elite. Even back then, once he started shooting a good amount, he was pretty good. Today, that would be the main thing he practiced. You got the hardest worker ever. He would probably be elite. And even if he wasn't elite, other three-point shooters on his team would allow him to get to the basket every single time and dunk or get fouled and probably get an and one. It would be like so over, it wouldn't even be funny. Like, yeah, back then, he needed to develop and get to his prime before he could win championships with the Bulls. Today, I'm saying he wouldn't even need that. As a youngster in his first, second, third year, in today's era, with today's spacing, nobody could stop him, not even close. And you're saying, like, oh, well, what did he do
No,
before Scottie Pippen? He was a youngster before Scottie Pippen. He was developing the same
bro,
way.
what is he, bro? He does not have the handle to deal with a double team as soon as he crosses half court. He is going to get clamped.
He
Like
would
I'm
just
not
fly
saying he's
past
gonna
him.
play
He would just run
bad,
past him.
bro.
The same thing
It's.
LeBron does. LeBron doesn't have a great handle.
I mean,
He doesn't need one because he could just run past you and bulldoze you. And once he gets on your hip, he's fast and strong and agile enough. He can like contort his
but
body.
he also has like
All
a
that stuff
post
LeBron does
game
at
and
any
stuff.
level, Jordan does better. So
But I completely disagree with you that he would be like winning chips with a bad team. Like that's do you not, bro? Teams are so well made today. It is, bro. He is not, bro. He is getting fucked by the Thunder. The Thunder are fucking Michael Jordan if he tries to
no,
fucking do
no,
anything. He's
no,
gonna be
no.
He's gonna get smacked and smacked and smacked by Alex Caruso and who's that other dude?
Smacked by
Fucking
Alex Caruso. Compare
and
Alex Caruso to Gary Payton and the amount of physicality he was allowed to use.
what's his
Alex
name?
Caruso looked like a
Bro, I said, bro, he's like,
style.
there's
He would look
10
like a
people
little
on that.
kid. Alex
There's
Caruso
like
would look
10
like a
people on
baby.
that team that can help
Michael,
guard
please
him.
don't do it. That's what Alex Caruso would look like
Bro,
compared to the best defenders of the 90s and how physically they were allowed to play defense. It's a joke the amount of physicality you can give as a defender these days compared to back then. Back then, you can get away with so much more. That's why they called it the Jordan rules, because they were literally tackling him. These days, you get called for touch fouls. The Thunder's defense is literally a joke compared to what the Pistons' defense was back then, and the amount of physicality they were getting away with. This argument is like, oh, look at the defenders LeBron is facing. It's like, yeah, they're not allowed to play defense.
Bro, the physicality was, bro, very overhyped, bro. That propaganda is crazy. Like, yeah, like you could, you would foul somebody that would be considered like a flagrant today, and it's not considered a flagrant then, but they're still calling that shit a foul. But like the defense was mid back then. Okay. Now, when you have like switches, you're playing zone, you have 7-footers that can shuffle their feet and actually guard the perimeter, you are cooked. I'm not saying MJ's going to struggle or have a bad time. I'm saying he cannot, it's not just barbecue chicken for him. And he's just going to be able to force a chip by himself. It's a team game. Nobody
I was about to say, like, defender by defender, like, I understand your argument there, Nathaniel, but you got to understand, like, how a team defends nowadays has evolved so much. Like, you'll see niggas switch 7 times in one play. That was not happening to Jordan.
So if we're talking about defending, we're not even mentioning Jordan's defending and how dominant he was. He's a better defender than anybody is today. Nobody is as good of a defender today as Jordan is. I'm including Wembanyama. Like, why did Wembanyama let Brunson drop 60 on his head? He's amazing. He got the length. He got the athleticism. But he's not like already the GOAT defender like people make it seem. And he can't do nearly what people did back then in terms of physicality. People, amount, like you're saying, people would get away with regular calls, or they would get away with what would be a flagrant today and just get a call back then. Yeah, but what about all the regular fouls today that weren't calls back then at all? What about the hand checking that was allowed? Anybody can these days.
That is true. Like, and I'm not even completely disagreeing with you. I think MJ would be pretty disgusting in today's game. But if he doesn't have a team, like if he's had LeBron's team,
he's not winning shit.
He would. Yeah, he's winning. Like he's winning that, bro. He's winning the first year that LeBron didn't win with the Heat. Oh. He's getting a three-peat with the Heat, and he's winning that 1 year with what's it called? He's not winning that 3-1 comeback. He is not winning that 3-1 comeback. He is not even bro. He's not winning. He's getting 4 chips. He's getting the 3 with the Heat and that 1 with the Lakers with Anthony Davis, and that's it. And that's assuming that he's healthy.
So, okay. So, Nate, let me ask you. So, you genuinely think that Jordan is such a good defender that he can guard Steph Curry on 4 off-ball screens on every play?
He was guarding players that were also elite back then. Like Steph Curry is amazing.
No.
It's not that they weren't elite. Okay, I'll give you that. It's not that they weren't elite. What I'm saying is that it's a team game. Right?
Yeah, and I'm saying
is he stopping a Draymond moving screen? 5 Draymond moving screens.
bro, this whole argument you're based on is you're sort of basing it off of how the eras are different and how it's tougher in this era and the defenses are all different, all this kind of stuff. People forget that in his Wizards day, Jordan literally played in the same era as LeBron, and he was cooking at 40 after his second retirement.
And LeBron was shitting at 19.
Not nearly the amount of science and technology.
He could have been, bro. When LeBron was in high school, he was better than Michael Jordan. Like the year that MJ was averaging like 18 or whatever, LeBron would be averaging 22 as like a 16, 17-year-old.
I mean, he was a 16, 17-year-old. He would be averaging what he did, less than what he did as a rookie. So I don't know what the point you're making is. Like, he didn't come in as a rookie a year after Jordan retired. He did come in.
Yeah, but also you also have to consider the fact that there's like MJ's prime is 15 years separated from LeBron's prime.
Exactly. And even 15 years past his prime, Jordan was still cooking people in the same era as LeBron. That tells you how far ahead he is of everybody in this era. And that was 40-year-old Jordan back then.
So was LeBron not far ahead of everybody in his era?
Today.
Bro, also MJ was not cooking people like that as 40.
Okay, no, but let me ask you.
His official.
I'm pretty sure on Kobe in like 2000.
All right, so Bron in his first years, was he not far ahead of everybody else? Same way that you're saying.
He was low-key the best player by year like 3 or 4.
And that's not his prime.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's far from his prime. All right, actually, that's a good
It's
question.
not really. That's not far.
What
From
do you
his
consider
prime.
Bron's prime? This is a
The
great
thing
question.
is, he's pretty much in his prime from like 2006 to 2020. There was never a point where he was like,
What is Jordan's prime?
probably like 19. Honestly, his second year to his last year on the Bulls that entire time. But from the time he was a rookie, in his rookie year, MJ was already averaging over 28, better than whatever LeBron was averaging. I can't remember the number, but definitely more than LeBron was averaging. From the time Jordan came into the league to the time he left the Bulls, he was pretty much the best player in the league. So there was never a point where Jordan was like, "Oh, he's way behind everybody else."
Okay,
I think the argument, it just comes down to like what Isaiah said at the beginning, bro. At the end of the day, like, I do think Jordan as a basketball player in itself, in the essence of the word of a basketball player, is more. I would say he's more skilled. That's not true. I would say he performed better, right?
yeah.
But basketball's a team game. And what LeBron can do for any team at any time, I feel like that shit just cannot be overlooked because there's no one else that could do that. Genuinely, no one else.
I mean, you would. Yeah, I mean, maybe you probably would, but you would pick if you were building a team. You would pick. Obviously, they play different positions. You'd pick Michael Jordan over LeBron James. Like you would
First pick.
the most clutch player, the best like one of the best passers of all time. In my opinion, a better defender, a better rebounder, better IQ, like than Michael Jordan. Like, yeah, Michael Jordan's gonna give you that 30, 40 piece. That's gonna be good. He's gonna play great defense.
No, he's giving you a 50
whoever
piece.
their guard is.
50.
Yeah, 50 piece and some great defense.
You're gonna end up having Luka on the Mavs damn near at that point. Like,
bro, I'm sorry. If James Harden was averaging 35 in this era, what Jordan would do would be fucking hilarious. It would be it would be a video game.
Bro, but also he's not as skilled as
like he just wasn't as much of a willing passer. He wasn't passing as much because he would score every time. And do you know that at a certain point, for a pretty big sample size, I think like 30, 40 games, Jordan had to pretty much play point guard for his team and was averaging like around a triple-double. At least 15-game stretch.
Wait, when are you talking about? You say it again?
Year, I'm pretty sure like maybe 1990, where he averaged 8 assists. He averaged like 32, 8 and 8. I'll look it up exactly what year it was. He averaged 8 assists for a season, and again, a much lower scoring era. In today's game, he would average over 10 assists based on how he performed that year. And he literally had a stretch where he averaged a triple-double back when that was a lot harder to do. There's a reason nobody was averaging triple-doubles before Russ and Oscar when stats were also inflated back in like the 60s. But like he was capable of averaging over 10 assists when he wanted to actually pass the ball. He just wasn't passing as much because he didn't need to, because he could score whenever he wanted to. This idea is like, oh, he's a better passer. It's like, no, he just passed more. When Jordan wanted to pass, he was up there with all the greats. So I disagree.
Bro, like, I just
look it up. Was Jordan an MVP candidate in his first year on the Wizards prior to knee injury? Can you imagine at 39?
I don't think
way less science back then they have right now. Much lower standards for nutrition, for training in the gym, for personal trainers in general. And at 39, he was still an MVP candidate back then, after not playing for 3 years.
I don't actually think he was, but I'm looking it up. If he was, I'm pretty sure he was like 10th in rating. No, he wasn't. He averaged 23, 5 and 5.
I literally just looked it up. Like everything is saying yes before his knee injury.
Bro, what are you talking about before his
AI? Yes, Michael Jordan was considered a legit MVP candidate during the first half of the season before knee injury. Like what I said, Reddit, everybody's saying yes. Anyone who watched the games when they had a winning record.
What was he average? What were his averages?
It was like 27 a game.
What was Jordan's average before getting injured?
Yeah, my son Willie.
I'm just eating this salad, bro. This shit is fire.
That's fire, bro.
Who's to go? Who's to go, William?
I'm looking I think it's LeBron, bro. I don't know. He just played for a long
All
time.
right, opinion discarded.
Played so consistently, so well. I don't know.
Bro, do you realize Jordan played 60 games before he got injured? Bro, he was
I'm
not, bro.
crying.
Bro, what the
That's
fuck,
cap.
bro? He was not. It.
Nigga, that's three quarters of the
I'll make
season.
sure.
Damn near.
I'll make sure.
And by the
I'll
way,
make
if we're talking
sure.
about points, you realize Steve Nash won 2 MVPs, averaging like 17 points, bro. So don't do this, bro. Especially because he was averaging over 20 points at 39-40 at the same time as LeBron was cooking within the same few-year period. The same few-year period where LeBron, eventually became the best player in the league. I don't know, maybe in his 3rd year. But by the way, he was the best player in the league along with like maybe Kobe. Jordan was going band for band with Kobe in ceremonial years where he wasn't even playing for real as an old man with half the sports science and standards that they have today. Even if a 40-year-old MJ was plopped into today's era in 2026 with today's like inflated stats, the way the game is played with spacing, he would average over 25 at 40. Like, bro, not even funny, bro. Like Jordan is so clear.
He was averaging like he was averaging his first like the first month of the season. He was averaging 26, and then he averaged 23. Then he averaged 27, and then he went down to 20.
All right, now let's look at LeBron's stats in his first year.
That was his last year, and I'm pretty sure.
And he averaged more points than LeBron as a rookie. You said, LeBron in high school at 16, 17 would average better stats. Well, actually,
no, I don't think he averaged more points than LeBron as a rookie.
He didn't average as many points as Michael Jordan did on the Wizards. 40-year-old Jordan was averaging more points.
39-year-old, 39. I don't even think it was. Okay.
In the previous season. So, sorry, buddy.
Also, but the efficiency was not even close. The efficiency was not even close.
In that season. What is
Bro.
What about 40-year-old Braun versus 40-year-old
LeBron close the fuck out of here.
No, he doesn't. Bro, LeBron is not like that great right now. And put aside the fact that we're in a whole different stratosphere of like sports science,
I'm glad you peed.
Nutrition and technology, just in general. You're the one doing like, athletes are better. Like, yeah, it's a lot easier to play at a high level in old age today. But and still, the stats aren't like much better, bro. Before Jordan got injured at 39, like I said, he was probably better than like what LeBron is right now, despite having a massive.
Rookie year to last year, LeBron. He averaged 2 less points, I think, when he was 39. Well, if you're comparing last year, LeBron averaged more. If you're talking that 39 when he was 39, then MJ averaged 2 more points.
Yeah, and if LeBron took like 4 years off of playing and played in 2000 with no access to the technology and resources he has today, he would average like 3 points and have to retire. So the argument holds no water. Jordan averaged in 1990, retired in 1998, and then he came back in 2001. As an old man, can you imagine how hard it is to play in the NBA as an old man after not playing for years, rusty and old, with not the sports science we have today, and he was still cooking? He dropped 40 on Kobe's head. That is crazy. He dropped 50 in another game that year. I don't see LeBron dropping 50.
Yeah.
And again, it was.
He was not. Yeah, but he was not. He was not shooting very well.
The most important part of my argument, which I cannot believe I forgot, we're all going off of regular season stats. You realize Jordan's playoff stats are even way better than his regular season stats? His career playoff average is 34 points a game. 34. 30 in the regular season, 34. So he was already the best regular season player, and then he was a playoff riser. He is so far ahead of everybody in the playoffs. It's literally like a joke. Like you're saying, like, he didn't have as good of a team in the playoffs. Like, he wouldn't win. It's like based on what happened before Pippen. It's like, yeah, he played against an all-time great team, the Celtics, and he dropped 60 on their head. and averaged like 37 for a series. And Larry Bird was like, "Yo, this dude is literally God. We're literally playing against fucking God." That's how good he was, bro.
Bro, I mean, but I don't know. LeBron basically does the same thing though. Like he doesn't get as many more points, but he averages more points, and I'm pretty sure he averages more rebounds. I don't know about assists.
He averages
though.
more points in the playoffs.
Yeah,
LeBron
LeBron.
Oh,
Yeah, he averages.
He averages in the
He aver-
playoffs. He averages less. He averages less points, but he averages more boards and more assists.
I thought he averages more points because isn't his like isn't his all time 27? Like doesn't he
let's compare.
average 27 points all times and he averages 28 in the playoffs?
Okay.
He averages 28.4 in the playoffs.
Okay, and what does
Jordan
Jordan
averaged
average?
33.4.
Wait, no, it's got to be 33.9. Wait, let me get Jordan playoff stats.
I want stat muse.
Word.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Regardless, 5 points more, and then again, a much harder era to score in the playoffs. And 5 points is still a huge difference. We're comparing GOAT level players. 5 points is a huge difference. Let me check Jordan's efficiency, but it was still
So
Yeah.
yeah, around 50%. Pretty close.
MJ, bro,
right, so then
MJ,
in that point,
he scored.
is
He scored.
3 boards and 3 assists a big difference as well at that point.
The boards is completely irrelevant. Like,
and
the
better
day,
efficiency,
Jordan is a
and better
guard.
efficiency, and better defense.
Not better defense. No,
but also,
no.
Also think about the fact
Jordan had twice as many
Bro,
all
okay,
NBA
well,
defense
okay,
first
let's
teams.
just-
He had a defensive player of the year. Everybody
as a
there said that he
guard,
was the
bro,
best
as a
defender, which nobody
guard,
does for LeBron.
bro, he's playing there,
What?
bro. For MJ, I mean for LeBron, the voting is different. Like it's not all positions. Like for him, he was better guard defender, not a better general defender.
I mean, you can
Like,
only
for
guard
his role.
at any time. Who cares if it's a general defender or guard defender? You're only guarding one player.
Yeah,
If you're
but,
guarding
like-
one player at a higher level. That's
Yes,
all
and MJ can guard less players than LeBron. Not as well. Like he cannot guard as many people as LeBron as well as LeBron.
Being more versatile doesn't make you better. Like a jack of all trades doesn't make you better than an expert of one. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's
but
like if you have a
but
soccer
yeah,
player,
that's true. But in this case, it is true. MJ cannot guard anybody but guards well.
well,
LeBron
first of all,
can guard
he was guarding
guards.
wings all the time. He was guarding wings. Clyde Drexler was like a small forward who was like 6'8", 6'9", probably about LeBron's height, and he locked him up and made him like scream for his mom because he got so fucking humiliated. And he was considered one of the best players that era. Still probably top 30 of all time, and he was literally like a joke compared to MJ. He got totally humiliated and embarrassed, and it low-key ruined his legacy. Plenty of other wings that got completely locked up by Jordan. So no, that like you try to squeeze that argument in, like, oh, only guards. It's like, no, he couldn't guard big men, and it's like, who cares? You have big men to guard big men, and look, yes, LeBron could average big men, can defend big men more than Jordan can.
Bro, also by the way, I just want you to know something.
Let's not make it sound like
bro.
locking up like elite big men. Like who did he? He wasn't locking up like fucking Jokic or like Embiid in his prime or any other like elite big man. It's not like he was doing anything.
But he played really good defense against players like Dwight Howard, Tim Duncan. Who the
Did
fuck
he
is some
really?
other good?
I mean, bro, when he beat Tim Duncan in the playoffs, I mean, in the finals, Tim Duncan was already way past his prime, and the first.
Would you consider Kevin
Tim Duncan
Garnett?
still cooked him. I mean, Spurs still cooked him.
Also, bro, by the way, do you want to know something cool? MJ averaged 5 more points than LeBron in the playoffs while having worse efficiency, less assists, less rebounds, and took 5 more shots than LeBron. He averaged 5 more shots.
So
5 more points.
Wait. How are you going to say less efficiency and 5 more shots? It's like, yes, that inherently means he took more shots. But you're not including the calls. If those for those extra 5 shots he was getting calls, they wouldn't be counting as field goals. They would be counting as free throws, and they would be counting as free throws even more so than that. He'd probably be shooting 15, 20 free throws a game minimum.
Yeah, but we're not. This is what happened, though. We're talking about what happened.
Yeah, we're talking about
what happened. And what happened is he averaged 5 more points on 5 more shots and did everything else worse than him.
He did not do anything worse than him. Just because the stats are a little bit different doesn't mean it's worse when you factor in the.
He's not a better bro. He's not a better rebounder or passer than him.
Yeah,
We
those
can
wouldn't be
disagree
missed
on the
shots if he
defense,
was getting
but
foul
you
calls.
can't say that, bro. I just don't think Michael Jordan is such a better scorer than LeBron that it makes up for everything else
Negates
that
everything.
LeBron does
Yeah, no,
well.
I agree.
The one
Like
thing I'll
that
give
is
you,
that
bro.
is the essence of my What?
The one thing I'll give you is LeBron's a better playmaker, but not by far, and it's also because he was just much more willing. Because he never had the
It is
scoring
by it
capability.
is
No, because he never had the scoring capability Jordan has. He was never half the shooter mid-range. He never had a go-to move like him. He could drive pretty much like as well as anybody ever.
what
But
about
his
the
scoring
fuck
wasn't as
you?
consistent,
Have you ever seen?
which is why when he got guarded by certain players or guarded with certain schemes, he had to resort to passing. Jordan never had to. And like I said, in the few times he actually had to play point guard because they had no like actual traditional point guard on his team, he was averaging over 10 assists. For long stretches, he averaged a triple-double, and he averaged 8 assists for a whole season. Again, in a lower scoring era. Today, that would have been over 10 assists, which I'm pretty sure LeBron did only once.
Bro, there's no.
When
Bro, are you
Jordan
really
wanted to, he was
arguing?
putting up the same assist numbers. So even that argument doesn't hold water. He was just a less willing passer. And I think
Bro,
like, oh,
are
he
you?
took more shots.
Do you
He
really
took more
believe
shots
So
that,
he just didn't want to
Michael
pass.
Jordan?
You know,
yeah, why
You
would
really
you? Why
think
would you
Michael
pass
Jordan
when you're
is a
scoring every time?
better,
Why
or
would you?
even,
I don't. If I have a
bro?
guy on my team who can score whenever he wants to, I don't want him passing. I want to win. I like winners, not
I
losers.
would, bro. I would argue that the difference between Michael Jordan's scoring and LeBron scoring, and Michael Jordan's passing and LeBron's passing. I'm not saying which one is worth more, but LeBron is a better. There's a bigger gap between him and MJ's passing than LeBron and Jordan's scoring.
No.
Like LeBron's ability to read a defense. Like, also think about the fact that defenses were worse back then. At like as a
Jordan was
passer,
not
it
reading
is easy.
offense.
No, they were
plays the
better
way
because
Bron
they
Yes,
could
was.
get
like
away with so much
you did
more.
not have to read the defenses and memorize every single team, all 32
Their
teams,
playbooks,
defense
like
31 teams, their playbooks, knowing everything that's going to happen, making
Yeah, it
the
was much harder to do that because defenses can get away with way more, which inherently means they're better. If the rules are oriented towards
bro, they're
defense, which
not
they
getting
were
a,
before the rules were changed for ratings because they wanted more scoring in the league, by definition, the defenses are better because they get away with so much more. They can push you around all game long. You're saying, oh, he took 5 more shots. Yeah, field goals that counted because they weren't counted fouls. LeBron, if he didn't get calls the way Jordan didn't get calls in his era, those would be like 10 extra shots per game that are misses. If you're missing a shot and
bro,
you get bailed out with a call for it,
bro,
it's irrelevant because the errors are different and Jordan wasn't getting calls the way LeBron was, and he was still scoring more. And he still won more championships and had more MVPs and had a Defensive Player of the Year, more All-NBA defense teams, more first-team All-NBA defense teams. Like, it's not close, bro. It's not close.
I mean, you're like this is like the thing for your argument is though is you're not considering the competition like LeBron to for me personally, and I this is where we disagree. Michael Jordan scoring does not and provide more than everything else that LeBron does, and LeBron is doing what he's doing against better competition. Like MJ was doing this against worse competition, which leads me to believe he would still be great now. But I think you're kind of like I feel like your thought process for how good he is that like what he was doing against those teams, he would be able to do way easier against better teams now, which doesn't make any logical sense. Just because like you think the physicality was that different? No, it was not. That is old head propaganda. Their defense sucked back then. Defense used to suck. Yes, they could hit you a little bit harder.
Them
They
niggas can hit you harder on man-to-man.
The reason
that's
I
not
know that's not
effective
true
in
is
an era
because
like
they literally played the end of Jordan's career and the first year of LeBron's career. They played 1 year apart, and Kobe, who literally Jordan played against multiple times, also played against LeBron and locked up LeBron multiple times, but couldn't lock up Jordan. So what does that tell you? The same defender defended both of them in his prime, in his youth, and Jordan actually had more success against him at times. So clearly that's not the case. With this whole stuff like, oh, defense sucked. It's like,
okay.
Kobe's an all-time great defender, and he was cooking at him at 40. At 40, Jordan was cooking an all-time defender by any defensive standard in any era. Unless you're going to disagree with that about Kobe, who is also like 15-time All-NBA defense or something.
Bro, the thing is, bro, I guess my thing is though, I think this is a generally unpopular opinion. Kobe is like one of my favorite players of all time. Kobe's defense was overrated for the later part of his career.
Wait, we're
Like,
not
it
talking
was
about
very
later,
overrated.
later part of the no.
Yeah, but he was still
immediately
on defensive teams. He was still on.
Yeah,
he was
but
getting
let's
those
immediately remove
as
that
just
from
as a
conversation.
recognition.
Yes, I
Bro,
agree with
like
that.
you don't think, and
Yes,
you don't think.
okay, I
like,
agree with that, but you keep deflecting to stuff that has nothing to do with the conversation to try to make your point. We're not even talking about later in his career. We're talking about when he was younger, the 2 years next to each other where LeBron and Jordan played in the league. Jordan retired, I think, 2002. LeBron played 2003. In that era, from like 2000, 2005, 2010, Kobe was young. That was his defensive prime. We're not going to talk about later in his career. Certainly not past him
Okay.
Achilles.
You mean okay? You're talking about
struggling with Jordan. Prime Kobe in his youth, in the early 2000s, was struggling with Jordan. Can you imagine what he?
But that was
with like
bro,
Dylan Brooks, like who's considered a good defender by today's standards?
Wasn't that Kobe's like first or second year in the league when that happened?
No, he came in 1996 and
he
2001.
he came in 1996. I thought it was like 1999.
And in 2001, 2002, he was 22, 23 in his athletic prime. He was already a defensive monster. He was already winning championships with Shaq. And that same Kobe gave LeBron a lot of problems over the years, and that's why everyone
he was drafted in 1996
because he was like a bane. He was like a bane to LeBron, and
Jordan
for real score on that version of Kobe. So if Jordan could score on an all-time great defender in his youth, who's a great defender by today's standards, who played against the same kind of players and teams and schemes that we have today, LeBron's playing against, then what does that tell you he would do today in his prime? Prime Jordan against these kind of defenders these days, like against like.
But also think about the fact that like, okay, this is something I'll say, and maybe this is just like complete bullshit. When LeBron had to play the Spurs when he like whatever year that was, I think maybe it was his first time getting to the finals. Like when he was mad young and had like the most dog shit team ever, and they were guarding him with 5 players. He averaged almost the exact same amount of points as MJ did for his like last 2 seasons. Like LeBron was averaging a similar amount of points, having to deal with one of the best defensive teams for a whole series.
What are you talking about?
He was able to put up like that series. He averaged like I don't know how many.
What series? What series are you talking?
The Spurs, like 2007.
That's
whenever
like 2007, bro.
Yeah, that's a similar.
That was already prime Braun. Like he was already like even though
2007 is prime Braun.
Bro, even though he hadn't matured enough to like,
I was gonna say 2009.
In terms of ability, in 2007, he was like pretty close to like as good as he ever was. That's what's like really cool about LeBron's longevity is he pretty much hit his peak level at 2007 and kept at that level until 2020. I was always elite. Like at certain points, he was probably more clutch.
I don't think
I was a better leader, like for the Cavs or whatever, like in 2016. But still,
I just wouldn't call it his prime because I don't think he was. LeBron. The crazy thing about LeBron is he keeps getting better. Like he was getting like I think from like 2009 to 2018, he was getting better. Like every single year, he was getting better. Like he was just adding stuff to his bag. Like he added a post game. He got his midi down. He got the 3 ball.
Considers me like.
I mean, but that was to compensate for a little bit of loss of athleticism. Like he was still a bit quicker in like late 2000s.
Jordan did not have to ever adapt the way LeBron did.
Yes, he did. What are you talking about? He had to adapt because of how the Pistons were.
Bro, he had to learn how to be a teammate, bro. He had to learn how to be a teammate.
Career, he was averaging 35, 37, pretty much entirely off of slashing because they couldn't stop it.
Yeah,
so he had to adapt to a team.
Until Head started
wait, so he had to adapt.
Wait, Nate, I have
a mid-range game that became the greatest mid-range game in NBA history ever. He developed that during his career to adapt. Like, let's see LeBron develop the greatest mid-range game in NBA history to adapt. I want to see that,
bro. What you're saying, bro? You're saying that MJ, before he got like Scotty and them, was averaging crazy amount of points, but not winning shit, and you think he would do better than that in today's league? You think that in today's league, which is harder, with a shit team, he would
No, it's
average a
weaker.
crazy amount
No,
of
no, no.
points
It's
and
not
then be
harder.
able to
It's
win
easier.
chips?
That's my point. It's easier. It's easier.
No, it
And
is
he played
not,
against
bro.
the greatest team ever.
You
and he
think
still almost beat
it's
LeBron.
easier, bro? What do you think Nikola Jokic is doing during Michael Jordan's prime? Nikola Jokic
Oh my god,
would
bro!
be,
You keep changing the argument every 2 seconds.
bro.
You were
I'm
just
just
talking
saying.
about defensive. You were just talking about defenses he was playing
I would,
against.
yes.
So
I was talking about defensive
Jokic
and teams. Like there's two sides of the ball. Teams have to score and play defense.
Okay, but we're talking
Offenses
about
are better than ever,
we're
and
talking about performance.
yeah,
Jokic
but winning.
is
We're talking about winning. We're not talking about defenses. We're talking about winning. I was using the defenses as part of my argument. I'm talking about winning championships. He would not be able to do what LeBron has done to get his teams to the finals, even with dog shit teams.
Bro, I mean,
modern
Jokic
NBA.
is great, but you're acting like he's winning every year. He won one championship. Last year, he couldn't beat
because
Shea and the Thunder.
because he has a dog shit
was like
team as
twice
well.
what Shea is. Like, no.
Bro.
But that just shows you, like, you could be the best player in the league. If your team is shit in this day and age, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the best players
nobody
in
has
today's
ever been
league
able.
aren't nearly as good as Jordan ever was. And if a supernova like Jordan entered today's league, then all those schemes go out of the window because you just have an individual who's way better than everybody else. That would be completely unstoppable.
Bro, that would mean
kind of like at one point LeBron was like head and shoulders above everybody else, and my argument would be that Jordan was even way above that. So how the fuck is
that? Bro, he would have to be way above that.
No, I mean,
bro, there are two like there is scoring is not the only thing that matters. In
the most important thing, and he was an elite defender.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you scoring, defense, team chemistry, your game plan, being healthy, all these things matter. Like, there's more shit than that matters to win. You are basically saying Michael Jordan would be able to solo that shit, which no player has ever done. He wasn't able to do it in his time. So you think it's easier to win chips now than it is back then?
Bro, the fact that the fact that you're including health in your argument that today you don't think Jordan would be able to hold up just shows how flawed your argument is. Jordan,
I'm not saying he would.
Back then, you were much more likely to get injured. You didn't have.
He wasn't using that as an argument.
You just focused on. I was just listing things that go into winning. Like, there's so much that goes into winning.
Major one. That was an era where it was much harder to stay healthy. Much harder. And
word. But like, forget the healthiness. Let's think about all the other.
He played entire 82 game seasons back then. He would never miss a game.
Yeah, we're talking, bro. I'm not talking about him being unhealthy. Like, I'm not. Like, I wasn't even referencing him being unhealthy. I'm referencing teammates and just in general.
Yeah, and LeBron got very lucky with teammates being healthy. He had the 1 year where he carried the shitty.
Yeah, but he also, he could have beat them. Bro,
Anthony Davis was fully 100% healthy when he won this championship. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were fully 100% healthy, and Kyrie Irving was 100% healthy in his prime, along with Kevin Love when he won the other championship. And that was the one championship where he wasn't clearly expected to win.
And what about all the times where he had injuries on his team or when he got injured?
In 2011 when he choked.
Bro, I'm not even talking about health or injuries right now, bro. Bro completely got me off my point.
That was one of your arguments, and that favors Jordan. That's my point. And you're saying
even if that favor, bro, you're saying that, bro. That's not even the crux of anything I'm saying. I'm saying it is harder to win chips now than it is then. And if you put Michael Jordan into the now, he's not winning chips by himself. I don't even think it's a conversation to say right now. Like, if he was put in the league right now, would he be able to win chips on shit teams? Like, is he winning with the Wizards? You think he's winning a chip with the Wizards right now? Like, in the next, like, if he was on the Wizards, okay, obviously, the Wizards have gone a little bit better, so I'm not even gonna say, or they're not healthy, but they have a better team.
I mean, yeah, if you
the Pacers, put him on the Pacers right now. Tyrese Halliburton is not coming back.
I mean, if you cherry pick the worst teams that are literally tanking, but my point is,
that's what I'm saying. That's what LeBron's teams.
Bro, he'd have a better chance than anybody in NBA history. Like, if you look at, for example, the Mavs with Dirk Nowitzki, who ironically actually beat LeBron. That wasn't that great of a team. Like, outside of Dirk, probably a lot of people wouldn't even expect that team to make the playoffs, and they won the championship. Dwayne Wade with Shaq, Shaq was pretty much the only other like pretty good player on that team, and he was trash in the finals that year. Dwayne Wade totally carried him. Dwayne Wade won that championship pretty single-handedly with an average team, and Jordan was way better than both of those guys. And you're saying, oh, well, he never did it. He won 6 championships in his prime, which was relatively short compared to Braun. If one of those years you take out Scottie Pippen, do I think he wouldn't have won? No, because he made it to the finals and he won every time in less than 7 games, decisively, convincingly, averaging like 35 or more.
With him,
One
bro,
time,
with
like 40 in the finals, averaging
Bro,
40
but, like-
in the finals, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't have him before, and he didn't win. And you argued that it was his prime. So
Those were his younger years. LeBron took. There were literally 8 years of LeBron's career where he couldn't win a championship before he finally broke through.
but he got to the finals.
Okay, yes. So what? Because he played against much weaker.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, that's not.
He never
but also,
played a team that was even half as good as the Larry Bird Celtics, or even half as good as the Bucks with Sidney Moncrief, which was one of the best teams of that time, actually, and one of the best defensive teams ever. And during those series, it's one thing if Jordan was like, okay, he's on a bad team, and he's young, but he's also playing like shit, and he choked. Kind of like even in LeBron's first final, it wasn't even as bad as the Mavs, but it was still pretty bad. He wasn't that good. Jordan, in every single series, he was cooking. Every single series, he was the best player on the court definitively. And his team just let him down and lost because it was so bad. And as soon as he built a decent team and he hit his prime, he was unstoppable, and they won every year without playing in Game 7.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what needs to happen. And I don't think, can you argue that LeBron's had 6 years of that, of healthy teammates who were a great team around him? He's had that opportunity 6 times.
I think most of his finals appearances
Or you would
really good teams were worthy of winning a championship.
Really good teams, or
most.
teams
the only couple I'll give you is like 2007.
Bro, do you think so? So you think that if he left, so you think that for all of his championship teams, that if he left them, they would still be in the finals?
Well, you can apply that logic to any great team throughout history. If you take their best player off the team, they wouldn't be in the finals.
Oh, but if you do that to MJ, they go to the finals. MJ's team went to the finals without him. He's the only fucking one. You wonder why? Because he had a great fucking team, a great team. That's why he was able to win. Wait. Hold on. The year after his three-peat, he took the year off. They went to the finals. The Bulls went to the finals.
You better be right about that. I'm gonna cook you.
Yeah, and I thank you for just proving my point for me. This is clipped and shipped.
I'm crying.
No, they didn't. I just looked it up. Clipped and shipped.
What do you mean? What do you mean they didn't?
I just looked it up. That was literally cap.
Bulls.
Literally cap.
The year and
that's why I looked it up, because that would have been your only argument in this entire discussion that would have actually defeated and refuted my arguments would have been that if they made the finals without him, and they didn't come close ever again since then, up to and including Derrick Rose. Nobody did with the Bulls. They've been trash since he left, so nothing wrong.
WPM.
Let me let this shit up.
Unlike the Cavs, which the last couple of years have been elite without LeBron. So, I mean...
Not, bro.
The Heat, by the way, made the finals without LeBron in 2020 and played against him.
Yeah, bro, but that's not even I don't even think they had a single player that was the same.
Besides
Haslam.
After they left the team. By the way, out of they've never been good. They've never been a contender since then. Not once. In 28 years. And they were never good before he got there either. They were 27-55. He came there, averaged 28, and put up crazy numbers against Larry Bird's Celtics, bro.
Oh, my bad. They went to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
So second round, bro. So
but they won 55 games though, which is better than.
You were so ready to go crazy, huh? Clifton.
But they still were a great team though. They won 55 games the next year. That has never happened with LeBron. Where he's left the team and they haven't been.
Okay, I mean, again, that's out of context, but it doesn't change the fact that ultimately what matters is how you perform in the playoffs. You know, Hawks with Jeff Teague and Al Horford won 60 games in the regular season once, and in the playoffs they were complete trash.
Yeah,
got
and then
swept.
you know who cooked them? You know who cooked the fuck?
Yeah,
out of
LeBron
them?
and also all the other players in that team because that team was fraudulent, just like the Jazz were.
Bro, that team wasn't fraudulent. It was a good team. They just,
We go Bears. They got
bro,
cooked by some other team that wasn't LeBron because they were fraudulent. They're pretenders every year.
bro. If you literally don't have the best team in the world, you're going to lose to LeBron. That's literally how it works.
Well, actually, the Mavs beat him, and they didn't have an elite, but they
Okay,
weren't even good by final standards.
That was 1 year. That was like 1 year out of 10 years in a row.
Well, that's a really big standard.
That was
Like,
one.
by the
That
way,
was
I
one
haven't even talking
series.
about
That was
that.
one series.
I haven't even included the fact that when we're talking about choke jobs and holes in legacy, Jordan has no real holes in his legacy. He has no choke jobs. He has no massive underperformances. LeBron has a massive one, arguably the biggest ever for a superstar. How he performed in that final was fucking disgraceful. It was literally like a pathetic, worse than any other superstar.
No, he was bricking everything, bro. But like
for the supposed GOAT.
I mean, I can't
that's
blame
your
him.
GOAT.
That'd be me if
Your
I said.
GOAT got cooked by freaking JJ Barea. You got locked up by a 5'10".
Bro,
forward.
JJ Barea is cooking you, bro. JJ Barea.
What?
What's it called, bro? Yeah, LeBron's the GOAT. MJ is not. All right, that's it for me, though. I gotta go. I need to go eat.
Yeah.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Safety.
Peace.
Let's start recording.